Hello, everybody. How are you? Hey, I am Connie Stewart. I am very excited to be here at Demonstrator Planning Place with the opportunity to share with you guys tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a stamp set and bundle called Nothing's Better Than. Really fun little retro set. I'm very excited about it. This was the stamp set that I got to design for reaching the $1 million achievement. I gotta tell you, I think creating my own stamp set was the greatest moment of reaching that achievement. Was like, oh, I gotta design a stamp set. It was really awesome. As I said, Kathy Pitt was the one who worked with me on it. And so Shannon West, thank you so much for inviting me to come and share tonight. She asked me to come and share a little bit about the stamp set and just kind of the thought process behind it. So I'm going to give you my little background story while we wait for everyone to get on. But so I actually had the idea a long time ago of just a stamp set that we could use where we could mix and match words. And so I started collecting little phrases and things and trying to decide what words would work. Kathy Pitt was so funny because when I met with her, I had sent her ahead of time a file, 7 pages long. I'm kind of a little OCD in that. I sent her ideas, so many phrases. Her head had to be spinning. I sent different words that she could use. I sent ideas of what it would look like, what I want maybe the stamps to look like, what it would look like if it were stamped. I mean, we had it all. So when I sat down and I met with her, she's like, well, there's pretty much nothing to do. She goes, you did all the work for me. And she actually loved that because it really took a lot of the guesswork out. What she got to do was trying to decide what phrases and words to go with. So if you haven't seen the stamp set, it's on page 191 of the annual catalog. We've got 4 focus words in this stamp set: coffee, cookies, cocktails, and chocolate. 4 of my favorite things. And what's really great about this stamp set is that it's a great set to use when you just want to send a card for no particular reason. Now, I really have been thinking about that for quite a long time before I designed it, because it's time for us to get back to sending cards for no particular reason. And then wham, 2020 showed up with its COVID, and now we really have a reason to send cards for no reason. It's nice to send a card that gives somebody a little giggle and brightens their day. And we just love to send a smile. So I love that. Happy mail is always a good thing. I mean, come on, raise your hand if you don't love happy mail. Oh, get out of here. You do too. So, the other thing I love about how this one worked out, you don't have to have the dies in order to use the stamp set because you have the words there. It's great if you want to add the dies along with it, but a beginner stamper, all they need is this stamp set, ink, and paper, and they can start to create some really fun cards. So the other thing that's great about this set, it's a builder set. So you get to choose what phrase and what words. So because you have those 4 options, my selling point for this set is that it's more bang for your buck, you guys, because it's a 26-piece stamp set, but it's so much bigger than that because you get to mix and match all those phrases and words together. Now, it is also a 2-step stamp. That is, I don't know about you, that is like my favorite type of stamping. I'm not really big into coloring because I like things quick. And so because this stamp set, you have 2 steps, it's going to allow you to stamp very quickly in any of our 50 colors. So we love that. As I said before, there are 4 word options. So one of those categories, cookies, chocolate, cocktails, or no, I forgot. Which was the other one? Coffee? Coffee, cocktails, chocolate, and cookies. I'll get it. Surely someone you know fits into one of those categories. And so that works out awesome. The other thing that is great, the fonts that are in the die set complement the stamp set very nicely. So you can use both on the same project. I'll share with you a little bit how I do that later. Oh, and I should comment, there is another die in here. So you have the 8 dies that go with the words and the images themselves, but we also have a Love You More Than. Now, here's what I like to do with the Love You More Than. I like to pair that with the playful alphabet, and I like to do things like love you more than Oreos, love you more than bacon, Love you more than fries. Love you more than my dog. I don't think that's possible. But anyway, you get the picture. You get this opportunity to get really creative with what you love someone more than. Also, the dies are small, so they're gonna fit into our new mini machine. And that's gonna be another really big selling point for your beginner stampers who want that smaller machine to get started. So this is gonna be a great set for them. Are you ready to stamp something? Okay. I don't have all the fancy equipment, so if you're gonna give me just a second, I'm gonna move my camera over. If you get seasick, do me a favor, just look away, because I don't want anyone to get sick, and it's probably gonna be like really loud and obnoxious, and I just apologize profusely for that. And we will go ahead and get started. All right, I'm gonna bring this up here on my iPad so I can actually see what is going on. Makes it a little bit easier. And I do have to tell you guys, I can't see your comments. It's not really showing up on my other screen. So just know I will read those at the end of the night and get back to you guys because I want to hear what you have to say. All right, so we're going to create this first card. And I do want to let you know, I'm not going to give you any measurements because after I'm done tonight, I will have some tutorials for you. So you'll have all the measurements there. So we're not going to go through all that. So the first card we're going to create is just kind of a fun little accordion fold. I think this one is so much fun. And I'm going to do it with some Magenta Madness, my favorite color. I have some of our designer series paper, and I'm going to adhere that to these outside flaps of my card through the magic of television. Look at that. I love the magic of television. It's my favorite. All right, so we have just those adhered. I have got two 2¼ inch circles. I believe that is 5.7 centimeters. I had to learn metric today. I was quite proud of myself. All right, let's do some stamping. I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink pad. And I'm going to bring in some stamps here. We're going to start with the steam. The steam is like one of my favorites. We're going to stamp that right here at the top of the circle. And then I will take my little coffee cup and stamp it right underneath. Now we are going to bring in some Magenta Madness. I have to confess to you guys, I keep calling it Marvelous Magenta. I know someone out there remembers Marvelous Magenta, and I find myself, I have to keep second guessing myself. Wait, what did I say? Marvelous Magenta, Magenta Madness. All right, you see I stamped off once, and I'm going to stamp into the coffee cup. You notice how it's a little bit lighter. I also want you to notice it looks like it's off center. That's the retro look we're going for. So I've had some of you ask, Connie, why does your cup, why doesn't it fit just right? Well, it doesn't, because that's really, truly the look that we're going for. All right. You know what? I did that wrong, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. Here's why we did it wrong. I forgot. I'm going to die cut it. You know what? Let's do you pick. You can do it this way. If you want to die cut, we're just going to adhere right on top. Sure, that's what we're going to do. All right. I have got a piece of black cardstock. This is just a 1x3. And I put some of our adhesive sheet on the back. Love this stuff more than bacon. Okay. So what I did is I die cut my word coffee. And you can see it just cuts that out of the center there. Whoops, that's not my right take your pick tool. And this is, I love to use my take your pick tool to get the backing off. And you know, if I had played it smart, I would have done this before we started. Ooh, there we go. There, okay. And so now, whoops, oh no, it's taking off more than I want. All right, you know, it's always when you're on camera that everything wants to go wrong. Oh, come on. There. Right? You guys know if it's not in a workshop, it's when you're on camera. Okay. So let me get that peeled off the back. Now I have a nice sticky coffee here, and we can, you know what? I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. We're going to put our word coffee here. Let's just try again. It's a good thing I can do this fast. We're going to put that steam up there again, And now we're going to use that cup that I die cut. There we go. See, everything can be, you know, we have magic two-sided paper. Chad Williams told me we're coming out with three-sided paper. Oh, I don't know. That's what he said. All right, let's do the inside of the card. You know what? I think what I'm going to do on the inside, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It's going to look like this. But I want to teach you a little trick. So with this card, I have got two classic labels that I just punched out ahead of time. A day without is like, so it'll be a day without coffee is like, here's the thing, is like, is already attached to this stamp. So here's what I'm going to do. And this technique that I'm about to just show you really quick, I will have done the reverse to get the is like, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to ink up, just kidding, I have no idea. And I'm going to try to do this without putting my head in the camera. I think we did all right. So you can see I'm just going to ink up, just kidding, I have no idea, and stamp that right there on my card. So now I can put a day without coffee is like, and now that's gonna work on the front of my card. So let's go ahead and put this one together really quickly because it's kind of a fun one. I'm going to adhere my two circles together. So I'm just going to give myself a little adhesive, and you want these kind of off center. And I'm going to put this right here in the center of my card, but obviously I don't want it to go all the way over, right? Here's my trick. I'm going to flip it over. This way I can see, oh, come on, these little guys. I still tend to press too hard. So, well, and obviously it's not liking me today. You know what? I'm one step away from grabbing the Tombow, my friends. Okay, let's try that again. Flipping it over. You know what it is I'm kind of not really on a flat surface here with all that bulk going on. Okay, adding that to the middle. So now you can see no adhesive on the back. We're good there. Now we're going to take our a day without, and we're going to put just a little bit of adhesive. Oh my goodness. I know you guys are all going, yeah, we've been there. All right. A day without, and I'm going to put that up here at the top. But you notice I only put it on half. Now this one is like, we're going to do on the other side. So I want my adhesive down here. Yay, it worked. Always happy when it works. All right, let's line that one up. And again, like I said, that's going on the other side. So yeah, can you see how we're kind of accordion there? And then this is going to get adhered to the inside through the magic of television. That is what your finished card would look like. A day without coffee is like, just kidding, I have no idea. And you know what? That's kind of my mantra. All right, there is card number one. I've got another one to share with you. And this one's kind of fun because it's a gift set. So I have got Granny Apple Green. And then, oh, look, there's that magenta again. And I've also got some of that great Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon. And you know what? On that last card, I forgot to add the little star. So I'm just going to bring this back in to make sure that you guys see. You got to add the star. The star is what makes it retro. And you can see I added those on the inside as well. All right, let's do this one here. I got some more circles. I was in a circle mood, I guess. What can I say? We are going to start. Oh, let me show you a fun technique that we're going to do with this card. I am going to bring in my Granny Apple Green ink pad, and I'm going to bring in a really, really fun stamp that everyone has, a pencil eraser. This is one of my favorite. I love polka dots. I just love polka dots. Guys, it's just rubber, right? So it makes a great rubber stamp. And it's a really fun way to add some quick polka dots to a card. And you can see I can just add these all around. Now, I'm not going to do all that because, you know, as I said, through the magic of television, if I can grab it with, I've got that done for us. So we're all ready to go there. I want you to notice I did not do it in the center. You don't need to because we're going to be covering this up. So what we're going to do next is we are going to do, let's go ahead and do the stamping here for like our focal image. All right, we're going to bring in the Memento Black again. I'm going to stamp the word cocktails. This is going to be a fun cocktail card. And hang with me, my friends, because I'm going to have more to show you. So if cocktails aren't your thing, don't worry about it. We're going to have something else. So, but I like a nice cocktail. And tonight we're going to be making a little margarita. So let's come in with our fun, very retro. I loved Kathy's idea for this glass. It was everything I wanted. Let's bring in the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And you remember how I did here where I stamped off? See, that's a really bright green margarita. So we're going to go and we're going to stamp off once. That's going to give us a little bit lighter image. Now I can come in with Daffodil Delight. Now, I know that a margarita should probably have a lime. I know, but I just felt like it needed another splash of yellow and not more of the Granny Apple Green, right? Okay, so now our marvelous magenta matte. See, there we go. There we go. All right, we're going to ink up the umbrella. Oh my gosh, so cute, right? And of course, always needs the retro stars. If I ever lose this little star stamp, because it's so tiny, I always worry I'm gonna lose that. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and actually kind of start to put this card together. And what I'm gonna do with the Magenta Madness cardstock is I'm going to run that through an embossing folder. You get to choose your favorite embossing folder, whatever makes you happy. And I've just attached the cocktails here to the side. And you can also see I've also attached some of that Daffodil Delight ribbon on there. So let's bring in our card. I have got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. So that is all happy and ready to go. We'll add that right there. I'm now going to take my focal image that I stamped, and I've got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back as well, and we can add this here. Now I'm going to add, oh, you know what? I have a little bow here. Where did it go? It has disappeared. Okay, well, we're going to tie a bow. I can tie a bow. But yeah, we're just going to tie ourselves a sweet little bow up here in the corner. And I'm telling you, just see, now you see why I wanted that little dash of Daffodil Delight, because first of all, it made the card very bright and fun. And I don't know where my ribbon scissors took off to. I have stamped all day long. It was a great day. I did like all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so there is my finished card. Let me show you what it looks like when it's all done. Because I had another piece of cardstock here and a matching envelope. There's a reason I wanted you to see this, because this is the gift set part. And so it's got a little belly band. I've got these in the acetate boxes. There's the cards you just saw, but let me go ahead and show you what these all look like, all done and gifted and ready to go. So we have our cocktails, because adulting is hard. We have You're Just Like Coffee. You Make Everything Better. You notice the polka dots. There's that dry embossing again. So I really did just kind of repeat with every one of the cards. Today is a cookies kind of day, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too. You notice how I did the cookies. I did the same thing. I stamped off, and I did that in crumb cake, and everything else here was done in early espresso, and some of that fabulous suede ribbon and my little polka dots. This one, though, I did with the Everyday Label Punch. So because the words and the cookies and everything fit a little bit better on the Everyday Label. And then here's A Day Without Chocolate. is like, just kidding, I have no idea. This one I stamped off in early espresso before I stamped inside to give myself some really nice milk chocolate there. Again, there's my polka dots. And what would cards be without a matching envelope? So I've got envelopes. So I'm ready. And I just do it, I like to do it on the flap, but you can do this on the front as well. And see if I can squeeze all those into the shot. And then, like I said, that just all goes into an acetate box. Now, I do want to show you, this is all I did for the belly band. There we go. That's the metric. I had to write it down. But I just did some simple scoring, 2.5, 3 1/4, 7 3/4, 8.5. Hey, go ahead and keep those measurements handy, because anytime you need a belly band for your acetate boxes, those are your scoring measurements. So I believe this one is about 2 inches wide. And like I said, I'll have the metric measurements and the inches available here at the end of the video. But I wanted you to also see on my belly band, hopefully you can see it, I ran that through an embossing folder twice. So what I did, and I'm sorry I don't have my embossing folder here, but I went whomp and I ran it through, and then I went whomp and I ran that one through. So it will come and meet in the middle, and it did allow me to, run one set through and then run the other one through. And I got a really, really nice little look. So it's very bright, very fun. Let me show you just a few other projects that I have done with the stamp set. Let's see, what have I got here? This is a card. This is just kind of a fun fold. I loved these colors. They're kind of the more muted retro colors. So Saffron, Coastal Cabana, and what is that? Rococo Rose. And there's You're Just Like Coffee. You Make Everything Better. And so that's just kind of a nice little fun fold. And I thought that was just kind of, it's different, because it opens the wrong way. But, I think they can figure it out. Here's another. This is just a quickie card, right? You're just like cookies. You make everything better. Very, very simple card, as you can see. I kind of created my own designer series paper with that one. Let's see. The last one I have to share with you, I just actually did a video over at Simply Simple Stamping just not too long ago. And these are my chocolate books. So it says, today is a chocolate kind of day. And that is a little belly band. And inside my little book, I have 2 Hershey Special Dark chocolates. And you see the Special Dark had a red wrapper, so I chose Real Red. And then inside, I have the Rules of Chocolate. And they're really fun. Oh, let's see. One of my favorites is, if not for chocolate, there would be no need for controlled top pantyhose. An entire garment industry would be devastated. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I've already heard from a lot of people who've been creating these little chocolate books. Really great for a gift. And here's one in, what is that? That would be Magenta Madness. And you notice on this one, all I did was stamping, where here I use the dies. So it's a great way to show your customers. You can use the dies, or you can just use the stamp set. And then, of course, inside this one, I changed up the colors, but I want to tell you, you can leave these Rules of Chocolate out and just have a fun little chocolate book. It reminded me of the Lifesaver books we used to get when we were kids. I know I'm dating myself with that one. Man, we used to love those Lifesaver books until you got the wintergreen. Nobody liked those. I never understood why they put the wintergreen in there. All right, so try to bring in what I can here. I will have photos, though, of all of my cards and the little extra projects so that you can hop on there and see them. And so there's our last one there. Lots to create. So give me just a second. I'm going to flip my camera around again. So don't look. If you get seasick, don't look. Please don't look. And now, hopefully, okay, we're back. Thank you guys so much for letting me share tonight. I have had so much fun with this stamp set. I've heard from many of you who are also loving it, and I'm so happy to hear that. Retro never goes out of style, and I love that this is a set that I think will go on and on. We always say Stampin' Up! Stamps are heirloom quality, and this is a stamp set that when people get it, they're going to have the opportunity to continue to use it because retro never goes out of style. It's a classic. All right, I hope you were inspired by what you saw today. Another shout out to Shannon West. Thanks, friend, for inviting me. I sure do appreciate it. As soon as I get off my live here, I'm going to zip over. I'm going to read your comments, and I am going to post the 2 tutorials and share photos of the other projects that I made. And if you're watching the replay, hey, do me a favor. In the replay, put #replay so that I know that you're watching it later, and I'll do my best to kind of keep checking in. And if you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Well, that is all for me. Thank you guys so much for letting me share. Have a fabulous night. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.